Welcome, you're watching Mirror Now. I'm Archana Solanki and this is the weekend edition of the Urban Debate. We continue our focus on the latest from the conflict zone in Ukraine. It's day 3 of Ukraine-Russia war, and while the Ukrainian forces are trying to hold Russian troops on the outskirts of the capital, Kiev, the Ukrainian president has claimed that the capital is very much under the army's control and the cities as well, the key installations are in their control. Meanwhile, internet connectivity has been badly affected across the country and long traffic jams were witnessed at Ukraine's border with Romania. Meanwhile, Russia has defended its move and has continued to claim that it is not hitting civilian or residential areas in Ukraine, whereas videos have emerged from Kiev which show residential buildings being targeted. Nearly 200 Ukrainians, including 3 children, have been killed in the attack so far.
Окупанти б'ють по житловим кварталам, в тому числі з реактивної артилерії, намагаються зруйнувати енергетичні об'єкти. У них дуже підла тактика.
Еще раз подчеркну, что огонь ведется только по объектам военной инфраструктуры вооруженных сил Украины, исключая нанесение ущерба жилой и социальной инфраструктуре.
Сталося попадання у житловий будинок та попадання між 16 та 21 поверхами. Дуже пошкоджені квартири. Зараз рятувальники продовжують шукати постраждалих. 6 вже постраждалих ми знайшли. Було загоряння ще на 2 поверхах приблизно площею 20 метрів квадратних. Евакуйовано було 80 осіб.
Right, news coming in. Evacuation flight from Ukraine has arrived in Mumbai. Flight carrying evacuees has reached the Mumbai airport. This is the latest piece of information. So big relief for those Indians who were stranded and stuck in Ukraine and for their families back home. Now one flight from Ukraine has reached Mumbai. All right, reactions are coming in from the Mumbai airport. Let's take a look.
अच्छा सपोर्ट दिया और टाइम पे मेरे बच्चे रिटर्न भी आ गए करके इसके लिए इंडियन गवर्नमेंट को थैंक यू.
All right, so there you heard a family member of an Indian who was stranded in Ukraine. They are thanking the government for the safe evacuation of their loved ones. Now we are expecting live visuals and reactions from the Mumbai airport, but the latest piece of news coming in is that one special flight has landed in Mumbai. This is supposed to be this includes those Indians who were stuck in Ukraine. They were flown via Romania because Ukraine has shut its airspace. Now these Indians have arrived in Mumbai. Another flight is also expected to land shortly. We'll try and get you more details about it. And the latest is, and big news coming in after Indian Prime Minister touched base with Vladimir Putin. He also spoke to Ukraine's president this evening. Zelensky called Prime Minister Modi and sought his political support at UN Security Council. Prime Minister Modi expressed his deep anguish about the loss of life and property due to the ongoing conflict. He reiterated his call for an immediate cessation of violence and a return to dialogue, and expressed India's willingness to contribute in any way towards peace efforts. Now, a video of Indian students stuck in Ukraine's Sumy has surfaced. In the visual, students can be seen taking shelter in a bunker in Sumy University. As tensions continue to mount over Ukraine and Russia, and this is also affecting the global oil prices. India has assured its citizens that it's closely monitoring global energy markets as well as potential energy supply disruptions. Meanwhile, the government has said that it's also committed to supporting initiatives for releases from strategic petroleum reserves for mitigating market volatility and calming the rise in crude oil prices. Government has said that India stands ready to take appropriate action for ensuring ongoing supplies at stable prices.
One thing that the government is now looking to do is to probably dip into its strategic petroleum reserves if need be, because of high volatility in the crude oil prices that we are witnessing right now. Remember, on 24th of February, the Brent crude price had crossed $105 a barrel, and that would have actually meant our fuel bill skyrocketing because India imports about 85% of its crude oil requirements right now. India is the third largest importer of crude across the world, and hence it is a matter of huge concern. Now the government has decided that if need be, then India is ready to dip into its strategic petroleum reserves as well to meet the crude requirement from within the country, and if there is too much of volatility, to safeguard the interest of the people of the country. Now, as far as India's strategic reserves are concerned, India has a capacity of about 5.33 million tons, which is about 38 odd million barrels. That is the capacity of India's strategic petroleum reserves.
All right, let's get you the latest from the Mumbai airport, where an evacuation flight from Ukraine has landed at Mumbai airport. These are the live visuals and reactions coming in. Take a look. All right, before that, let me go across to my colleague Sandeep, who's reporting live from the airport. Sandeep, big relief for those people who were stuck in Ukraine and now have been safely brought back to India, and also for their family back home. What is the kind of reaction and what are the developments that you're witnessing at the airport?
See, definitely Mumbai airport has witnessed, 218 students that have arrived here from all the way from Ukraine, and the family members are quite happy. Matter of relief for all those family members whose kids and students were stuck at Ukraine. See, the situation out there in Ukraine is very dangerous for the kids, especially 20,000 Indian are stuck there, and the evacuation process from central government is still underway, and many students are scheduled to come back to the home nation, that is India. So definitely a matter of relief for the parents out here at Mumbai airport who have come here to receive their kids.
All right, Sandeep, what details can you share with us? Have you been able to speak to any parents, anyone waiting for their loved ones back home? What kind of arrangements are in place? We understand that Mumbai's mayor and Mr. Piyush Goyal are there to welcome those people. What are the kind of arrangements that are in place?
See, yes, Union Minister Piyush Goyal is at the airport to receive the kids out here, the students out here. And the Mumbai mayor says that, yes, the facilities for traveling, for COVID vaccination and other different COVID tests, etc., and as well as food and their traveling from their native places, like for if anyone is residing in Jaipur or in Chandigarh, who will be moving from Mumbai to Chandigarh, that will be taken care of by BMC. So that's what Mumbai mayor is saying. And when we spoke to a few of the relatives of the students stranded in Ukraine, there was also a matter of relief for them who were here at the airport to receive them. Now they say that yes, the situation is very much bad out there in Ukraine, but they are very much happy that as the central government has made efforts and brought them back to the designated places.
With us, I'm also joined by Radhika on the broadcast. Radhika, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Big relief for those Indians who were stranded in Ukraine. Now they have arrived in India, and also, big relief for their loved ones, for their family members. What are the kind of scenes you're witnessing at the Mumbai airport? And could you take us through the kind of arrangements that are in place? All right, we seem to have some technical issues in connecting that line with Radhika. We'll try and speak to her as and when that is fixed. But the latest is that the flight that was supposed to get Indians from Ukraine via Romania has landed at the Mumbai airport. Eventually we'll get those reactions on the broadcast. A big relief for several Indians who were stuck in Ukraine. And the government had started evacuation flights, but the Ukrainian administration decided to shut its airspace in the wake of war. So India reached an agreement with countries like Romania and Slovakia to facilitate the safe evacuation of Indians from Ukraine. So as a result of that, one special flight has reached Mumbai. And we have been speaking to several students who recently returned to India after the conflict intensified in Ukraine. They have narrated their ordeal. Their families back home also narrated their ordeal. They are waiting. It's an anxious wait of several parents whose children have not returned yet. And those who have returned are in touch with their friends back in Ukraine. They say that the ATMs there are not working. The grocery shops have run out of food. And there are several challenges. People are running for life. They are hiding in underground metro stations. So things are very tense in Ukraine at the moment. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces are trying to hold Russian troops on the outskirts of the capital, Kiev. The Ukrainian president has claimed that capital Kiev and many cities around the area are still in their control. Internet connectivity has been badly affected across the country, and long traffic jams witnessed at Ukraine's border with Romania.
Ми вистояли і успішно відбиваємо атаки ворога. Бої тривають у багатьох містах та районах нашої держави, але ми знаємо, що ми захищаємо країну, землю, майбутнє дітей. Київ та ключові міста навколо столиці контролюються саме нашою армією. Окупанти хотіли заблокувати центр нашої держави і поставити тут своїх маріонеток, як у Донецьку. Ми зламали їхній задум, вони не отримали жодної переваги над нами.
All right, so this is the latest update from Ukraine, and as the latest is that the country is fighting for its capital, and it is fighting Russian troops in the capital, Kiev, and President has said that they have successfully derailed Russia's plan. The president also claimed that Kiev was hit by strikes overnight, but Russian forces could not break through. Now, in the latest, Ukrainian president, as we said, spoke to Prime Minister Modi and urged him to give political support in the United Nations Security Council. This comes after India abstained from voting on a resolution at the United Nations Security Council that condemned Russia's aggression in Ukraine. Out of 50 member nations, 11 voted to condemn Russia, while 3, that included India, China and UAE, abstained from voting. The resolution could not be passed, however, as Russia used its power to veto and block the resolution.
Is the only answer to settling differences and disputes, however daunting that may appear at this moment. It is a matter of regret that the path of diplomacy was given up. We must return to it. For all these reasons, India has chosen to abstain on this resolution.
All right, my colleague Radhika is back with us on the broadcast. Radhika, good evening. Thank you for joining us. And as I was saying, that's a big relief for those Indians who were stranded in Ukraine. Now, one special flight has landed in Mumbai and is also a piece of good news for their family members and relatives who were waiting anxiously for their safe return. What is the mood? What is the sense that you're picking up at the Mumbai airport? Have you been able to speak to the relatives? What are the kind of arrangements that are in place?
That's right. Mumbai Airport is making sure that it's a smooth arrival process as far as all the incoming Indians from Ukraine is concerned. I will try and show what's going on at the airport. This is the the arrival gate. And as you can see, this place is buzzing with family members, extended family members of all the arriving passengers. You have immense media presence here, and besides that, all the family members, the friends of all of these arriving passengers is something that we are witnessing at the airport currently. As far as the procedures are concerned, there is a separate corridor for the incoming citizens who are coming from that particular flight from Romania, and also several protocols being followed. The airport has made sure that students are not carrying a double vaccination certificate or an RT-PCR certificate. Then will be conducted free of cost, and all the other facilities as far as food, water, medical assistance will be provided by the airport authority. So a smooth landing procedure is something that the Mumbai airport it assures to all the arriving, almost about close to 70 students in that particular flight from Romania. All these stranded students from Ukraine who had who had left from to Romania, taken a bus. Some of them even walked all the way to the borders, and finally managed to catch that Air India flight, and now they're on their way to India, and all the anxious family members are currently waiting at the arrival side of the Mumbai airport.
Yes, Radhika, we also believe that Mumbai's Mayor Kishori Pednekar and Union Minister Piyush Goyal is also present at the airport. What more details can you share with us about that?
Right, Piyush Goyal will be, in fact, Union Minister Piyush Goyal will be welcoming these vendors. He's already present in something that we are hearing. He will be at the arrival section inside the gate and will be welcoming all the students. Yes, Kishore Pednekar was here some time back. She did assure that all these students will be given all the facilities that is required, because most of these students are not from the city of Mumbai, not even from the state of Maharashtra, several from Gujarat and from other parts of the country. All the travel, accommodation, stay, food, all those facilities will be provided by Mumbai administration, is something that Kishori Pednekar, Mumbai Mayor, had assured. And both Union Minister Piyush Goyal as well as the administration in Mumbai will be welcoming these students and will make sure that their movements to their respective states will be smooth.
All right, thank you, Radhika, for getting us those updates. We'll keep coming back to you. Big relief for several students who were stranded in Ukraine and for their loved ones who were waiting anxiously for their safe return. Now, amid war between Russia and Ukraine, parents of stranded Indians are extremely worried. A family in Prayagraj is concerned as their son, Dikshant, a medical student who's stuck in Ukraine and had to spend a night in a bunker. Last year, he did come to meet his family. Now, Mirror Now's Alok spoke to Dikshant's family.
I am in Allahabad, and this is Prayagraj especially, and this family, their son is Dikshant Srivastava. He is a medical student and he is also stranded over there. His parent is with us. They are very much emotional and they are very much worrying for their son. Sir, आपकी बातचीत क्या हुई है last time आपके बच्चे?
लास्ट टाइम बच्चे से पूछा कि उनके अभी जो लाइफ स्टाइल है, अभी रह रहे हैं, कैसे रह रहे हैं वहाँ पे। तो बच्चे ने बताया था कि कल रात को तो हम लोगों को मैसेज मिला कि आप लोग बंकर में चले जाइए, वहाँ बंकर बनाए हुए हैं जहाँ फ्लैट में रह रहे हैं लोग।
अच्छा,
तो
ऊपर से बमबार्डिंग हो तो
क्योंकि कल रात से बमबारी हो रही थी वहाँ पे, क्योंकि वो तो वहाँ पीछे जहाँ रहते हैं बच्चे उनके पीछे पोर्ट है, ब्लैक सी का पोर्ट है, तो पोर्ट से ही बमबारी हो रही थी वहाँ पे, पोर्ट पे बमबारी। तो इन लोगों को आदेश दिया गया कि आप लोग बंकर में चले जाइए। और इसके बाद फिर जो है फिर बच्चे निकल के आए होंगे रूम में अपने बाद में, तो क्योंकि नहाना धोना नाश्ता पानी ये सब करना ही है। यहाँ से टाइमिंग का करीब 2.5-3 घंटे का अंतर है वहाँ से। जैसे इस समय 1 बज रहा है तो वहाँ पे करीब 11 बज रहा होगा, 11 साढ़े 10।
तो बच्चे बंकर में गए कि नहीं गए बच्चे की, या क्या है अभी भी वो रूम में ही है?
रात को गए थे वहाँ पे, मतलब फिर इसके बाद अभी निकल आए वहाँ से।
अच्छा, बंकर में गए?
हाँ, मतलब
उनको बंकर में रहना पड़ रहा है।
हाँ, तो बंकर।
और आने के लिए क्या बोल रहे हैं, क्या वहाँ की प्रशासन ने कितनी बात?
आने के लिए वो एम्बेसी से एडवाइजरी भी जारी हो रही है। और अभी तो थोड़ी देर पहले मैसेज आया था उसका कि हमने एम्बेसी से बात किया था, तो उन लोगों ने कहा कि अभी आप जहाँ हैं वहाँ स्टे करिए, हम आपको अपडेट करेंगे और वहाँ से पिकअप करेंगे। फिर रोमानिया नियरेस्ट वही है,
तो रोमानिया में एक सेफ जोन में पहुंचाने की
हाँ रोमानिया में
लेकिन क्लैरिटी अभी भी नहीं है कि टाइम फिक्स नहीं है। आंटी आप फोटो लेकर के बैठी हुई हैं, एक बार दिखाइएगा फोटो, और अपील कर रही हैं सरकार से, कुछ बात हो पाई है आप?
हाँ, सरकार से अपील क्या है, यही अपील है कि बच्चे जो वहाँ पे फंसे हुए हैं, अभी तक तो नॉर्मल था, 3 दिन से जब से वहाँ पे बम अटैक किए, सब कुछ किए, बच्चे बहुत परेशान हो गए, बहुत डर गए हैं, और सारे अगल बगल मॉल सब बंद हो गए हैं। अब आज तक तो ये बोल रहे हैं कि हो सकता है हम लोग की लाइट भी कट जाए, पानी भी बंद हो जाए, मोबाइल भी बंद हो जाए।
Now, with thousands of students still stuck in the war-torn country, parents back home continue to hope for their safe return. They say that they are in regular contact with their children and hope their speedy return.
ਤੇ ਯੂਕਰੇਨ ਦੀ ਜੰਗਬੰਦੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਸ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਉਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਉਸ ਤੇ ਪੂਰਾ ਹੀ ਜਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਔਖਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੀ। ਕੀ ਹਾਲਾਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਮਾੜੇ ਨੇ ਜੀ, ਦਿਨ ਬਰ ਦਿਨ ਜੋ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹਾਲਾਤ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਬੰਕਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨੇ ਜਾਂ ਫਲੈਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ? ਹਾਂ, ਉਹ ਕਦੇ ਜਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਜਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਬੰਬਾਰੀ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ ਫਿਰ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਬੰਕਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਬੰਕਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਉੱਥੇ 5-4 ਹਜ਼ਾਰ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ 500 ਬੱਚਾ ਬੈਠ ਸਕੇ ਜਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਖੜ ਸਕੇ। ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ, 에ਅਰ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਫਲਾਈਟਸ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀਆਂ, ਪਰ ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਬੁੱਕ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਸੀ। ਹੁਣ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਫਲਾਈਟ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੁੱਕ ਕਰਾਈ ਸੀ, ਸੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਚਾਰਟਰ ਫਲਾਈਟ ਸੀ, ਸੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਤੇ ਪਰ ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪੋਸਟਪੋਨ ਕਰਤਾ ਕਿ ਮੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਆਉਣਾ। पर वो एक दिन पहले ही हूँ जो कल सारी एयर स्पेस बंद हो गई, एयरपोर्ट सारे बंद हो गए, उस गल करके सारी प्रॉब्लम आके हुण वो भी फ्लाइट का सानू की स्टेटस है सानू उस बारे कुछ भी नहीं पता जी।
ते रात उसने 1000 के करीब जैसे बंकर में बैठे थे लोग सारे, मतलब बैठने की भी स्पेस नहीं थी, मतलब कोई खड़ा है कोई बैठा है, कोई मेट्रो खड़ी है, मेट्रो बंकर बने हुए हैं उसमें खड़े हैं, मतलब कोई अच्छी सिचुएशन नहीं थी वहाँ पे।
And with that, it's a wrap on this broadcast, but we continue to track the latest that's emerging from Ukraine and the kind of situation, the kind of plight the people find themselves in, whether it is no power, no food, no internet. We'll also get you the latest on the economic and humanitarian cost of war. We'll get you the ground reports on Mirror Now that get you the true picture of the conflict. With that, we've completely run out of time on this broadcast. Stay tuned to Mirror Now for more news and updates.